Okay. Board of Supervisors for September 9th is back in session. We've just come out of closed session with nothing to report. I'd like to invite Wes Hamilton to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Hamilton. At this time, the meeting being September 9th, 2 days shy of a sad but very historic moment in the history of the United States, I'd like to take a moment of silence to remember the workers, the public safety employees, policemen and firemen that lost their lives on September 11th. So I'd like a moment of silence, please. Thank you, and may it never happen again. Moving to item 4, approval of the minutes of August 26th. With a correction to the clerk?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to address on the minutes of August 22nd. I listened to the tapes. I apparently misspoke, and I want to make this correction. It says that Supervisor Pinch of Del Bar reflected on initial discussion of September 2008. It should be 1998 is when that change happened.
September 1998?
Right. So what I'd like to change that paragraph in the minutes to say that Supervisor Pinches of Del Bar reflected on the commitment the county made to protect the health benefits of employees hired prior to 1998, with Supervisor Del Bar also expressing his opposition to adopting a superseding resolution. Further board comment reflected the county's relatively low liability as compared to other counties. So that would be my proposed correction.
All right. And I believe that will take a motion, Council, to correct? Yes. Okay. So is that your motion, John?
Yes.
Okay. Supervisor Delbar, you want second that?
Sure.
Okay. Second by Supervisor Delbar for the correction and including the approval of the minutes. Any discussion to the item? Okay, all those in favor of the approval as amended state in affirmative?
Yes.
Yes. Affirmative. Okay. All those opposed? Okay, motion passes unanimously. And the final budget hearing minutes will be continued until the next meeting. So before us now we have item 5, the consent calendar. Item 5.4 is pulled at this time by the request of the department for further work. So what we have before us is a consent calendar minus item 4. Supervisor Pinches.
Just a comment, Mr. Chairman, on the number 2 is, or not number 2, I'm looking for the, actually number 8. You know, it talks about the approval of the application for outdoor festival permit for this next weekend. And it's just a comment. I don't know what would happen if there was a problem with this agreement. That would cause the whole, you know, people, thousands of people are coming to this function. Why does this have to come to the board at the last minute? I mean, I talked to the applicant on this. He's had his paperwork, actually he's permitted on an annual basis to do up to 5 permits, but you know, it's kind of puts them, everybody at risk here to have this come before the board at the last minute. I mean, you know, this, on his use permit, he's permitted to have 5 of these a year, and I guess he's got to upgrade some things every year, but what if all of a sudden one of us said, hey, we want to look this over again or something? They would have to tell thousands of people and put out notices all over the West to not have the earth dance. So just as a comment, I guess, to the CEO's office, I don't know what the process, but you know, with this being an annual deal, I don't know why we have to wait till the last minute to bring it for approval.
Mr. CEO.
I'll check with staff and find out why they're coming so late. If there's some paperwork we're missing, we certainly don't want to send out the message that we are not supportive of these economic development
Yeah.
opportunities.
Yeah,
Thank
and,
you.
and if I can chime in, I too have spoken to the promoter, and he's got a history of 15 years or so of doing events at this location, and the one approval that kind of holds this all up until the week before the event is from environmental health on the food delivery. And so maybe we ought to take a concept of final approval from all departments a month in advance before it comes to us, in case we have a problem with it. We have time to work out a solution. So move ahead the final approval type of a situation. So, okay, so what's the action on the consent calendar?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Moved as amended with item 4 being polled. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. There is a motion and a second. Any discussion to the consent calendar? Okay, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Okay, motion passes unanimously. We do have an item of public expression I'll take up this point. I have a number of speaker cards